Sometimes they taste good. I'll back you up there.
Do they?
But those aren't chapsticks. Those are glue sticks. You're mixing them up.
No, dude. Have you ever tried Sprecher's chapstick?
They make chapstick?
I've not eaten it, but
Wait, does that actually exist?
Like the fucking root beer?
It's Sprecher's root beer chapstick. It's actually pretty good.
That's
I tasted it.
That's why.
That's kind of insane. All right, we have the setup. I have my screen shared. Who's this?
We agreed to do a first to 3, and then we're like, we'll just play it out the first to 5, and then he ended up beating me 5-4.
Okay.
But
all right,
I think for replay review purposes, it's almost always better to have a set you lost or a game you lost.
yeah. Well, this is Home Depotemkin versus Sigs. Does anyone know Sigs? Sigs, I think, was like a new join in the server. Iowa? Okay.
All right.
They don't seem to be here. Let's get into this. Let's see what happens. I'll be driving.
How does this gonna work in terms of like comments and stuff?
I'm just gonna be like taking over, and then like after rounds, or like if anyone has something they really want to interject about. Like just starting here, I think always something very important to think about, especially with Nagoriyuki on screen, is the round start, because Nagoriyuki has like such powerful options at the round start, and it's really can really just dictate the pace of the match off of one interaction. So like off the bat, if I'm Home Depotemkin, I'm thinking, okay, the very strong options from Nagoriyuki that can really like get in my face are DP. Beyblade is a little bit less often lately. 5K, 2S, 2K, 6P. Those are like common offensive round starts that I find playing against Nagoriyuki. And of course, there's also both players backing off. I did my set review for Trey versus M. Fahim. And I just watching from that, I found out that Hammerfall and Slidehead seem to armor through a lot of these longer range options, but I don't know if that's necessarily a present option to think of in like the very first interaction. So I'm curious to see how this moves on.
I really, really like. I don't know if this will fit towards a character like Pot, but with Axel, somebody who has like pretty strong reaching, relatively quick buttons, I really like round start walk forward, or something that moves you backwards versus the Nago player, just for the fact of if they're going to round start with like a spin, or they're going to do that weird little, Fukio backspin, whatever it is, like that's a ton of information to have about a player from the start. And if they're going to do like 5K or DP1, right, round start, you walking back can make that whiff. And you might not get a punish because DP1 you're still playing with your life, but like that is surviving round start is your goal.
Yeah, especially against Nagoriyuki. Of course, you have more health to play with as Potemkin, but especially in like a tournament set, of course, and someone that you've never played before. I don't know if Home Depotemkin has played against Sigs before, but I'm always a fan of the conservative round start as just like baseline, very first 1 or 2 interactions, unless it's something that I know is going to like force the player to respond to my option. So let's see what happens. Offensive round start.
I'm gonna be honest. That shit, I win round start now because of just that change.
Yeah, it's something that's like very present. It's like this is something that you have to respect for the rest of the set now, and I respect it. I personally am a little bit more risk averse because these sort of interactions I feel like they can be very dangerous. But it is also you have to be wary of like. How much of a punish can you get off of hitting through the armor and being cognizant of canceling into something else? Like 5K, 6P, 5K, 6K might be too slow, but like some sort of special cancellation.
Pretty much everything's too slow unless they're a god and cancel it into Bloodsucking Universe. It's about the only thing you can do, but I was going to do that.
That would be fucking hilarious, but let's proceed.
Yeah, you pretty much have to commit to Bloodsucking Universe if you want to punish that on round starts.
Just preemptive 2D, solid options. Now we get the offense. That looked like a missed Kara Garuda, but it looks like it pays off.
Life.
Pop Buster, of course.
Nice.
Oh, I assume that missed Fast RC as well. But
maybe
because Garuda Fast RC Potemkin Buster is hilarious. But it still worked out. I think very strong, well put together game plan. I don't really have anything to remark other than like I'm scared of the option at round start. But
I don't think this person. Oh, sorry.
It worked out very well in your favor. Now it's something that in a 3 to 5 game set, they have to be scared of it.
I don't think this person knew really how to fight Potemkin, to be honest.
Yeah, take advantage of that.
Like,
You're gonna play those sets constantly, so yeah.
Especially someone like Nagoriyuki. Yep, very conservative round start. The threat of this Hammerfall is already paying off.
Why you walk backwards?
So that armored move, I don't know move names.
Hammerfall.
Yeah, so does that lose to? I know we said only command grab. Does that lose to double hit DP though?
It's probably too slow.
It's too slow, and I can't hit him.
It can lose to like if you match 5p on round start, you'll lose to that, but you get like nothing else.
Yeah,
you get a
like,
knockdown, which is better than nothing. But either first hit DP into grab or just match 5p.
The thing is that if you're like auto piloting and you go for like let's say 5k command grab, you're gonna miss, and I can just whiff punish you, and that's.
Is it something that you can?
Nago respecting any option of yours round start and responding to you round start instead of playing a one-player game at round start, you're playing into the matchup. Like that's good.
Yeah, it like Nagoriyuki. One of the reasons why I think he's incredibly powerful is that he basically runs the round start, and just like having something that tells them to slow down and play your game is just like incredibly powerful. Counter hit 5D is what started this interaction. Potemkin offense.
That's a good challenge.
Just trying to get out of Nagoriyuki's pressure is pretty tough. I think that Hammerfall right there was actually really smart. You saw the whiff 5H, and it's something with armor that like they have. I don't think they'd be able to adequately react to it unless it's something that's clearly retreating. And I think it beats out. It probably beats out a lot of really great options because of the armor. So like, the interaction leading up to this, we're just playing passive defense. That looked like startup of 5H. On defense, 5H on block. I guess that was on block and not whiff. They
did the startup of 5H again there.
Yeah, it's I guess that's something that the key interaction here, besides just the 5H or like attempting like a whiff punish or something, is we look at the blood gauge here. Any special that isn't like Fukyo back is basically hanging themselves. So even still, that was actually now that we're reframing it, that's still a fantastic option, I think. What was the setup? I'm just curious what the counter hit. Hammerfall,
safe jump.
It didn't seem to actually connect on the wake up.
I was doing it kind of wrong.
Okay.
You can't do a whiff safe jump against Nago because he's too big. Because the actual safe jump on normal characters is you get a counter hit Hammerfall, you whiff 5p, and then just.
That's what I was trying to remember.
You can't do it on Nago because the 5p will hit him grounded.
Yeah, I thought it could work there because it looked like he was too high or he was too low.
No, he has to be like super far away from you, and you're never gonna get that off counterfeit. Did I just say counterfeit? Jeez. Counter hit, Hammerfall.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you basically just have to do a manually timed one, or just go for your. Well, he has meter, so safe jump's probably the smarter choice.
The idea of going for like a safe jump setup is smart. Especially because it's like game 2, they have to do something that's like really they have to take the momentum, even though it's relatively even on life. They're high on blood, which means they're going to die quickly. They still have burst, so even like getting the first connection to hit gets around burst on after block or like YRC. But it just looks like a mistime setup. They're not even up before they backdashed, so you're walking back before they're even standing. Just something to lab out, I guess. Starting the pressure. They get the walk back. counter hit. Was there more you could have gotten off of this interaction?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So that's a conversion that I think a lot of bots don't realize you can do. So at that range with the counterfeit far slash into 5H, you can actually combo into Hammerfall and then use your meter for like a full combo.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So like after counter 5H,
well, it's like when the counter at 5H is like on the close frame when his elbow's in his stomach. Like if it's there, you can get the 5H to combo into the Hammerfall.
Okay, I thought this would work because it's not work.
It not off of because like the slowdown for the counter hit I feel like is mostly on the far slash, and the 5H is basically just like a normal 5H, and fast RC Garuda doesn't work off of a normal hit 5H.
Oh yeah, that's true because that's.
What about like Hammerfall Kara Gigantor? How would that work in this situation?
In this situation, the Hammerfall would hit, and you would do a fast RC. Gigantor?
Yeah, the Kara Gigantor. It might be too slow.
That would be too slow. Yeah, you have to either do the Hammerfall. That's the only way to use your meter to convert even further.
All right. I mean, this isn't like a bad situation, but the Garuda you're so far away. Like you can't threaten anything that's super meaningful other than like 2D.
Yeah.
And they just backdashed out. They looked scared. Still worked out. I don't know how I feel about that burst, but big boy means you're probably going to get a burst anyway by the end of the next round.
He's almost got Bari too.
Ooh, that was a really good flick. Good reaction. Yeah, he almost has 50% tension.
You don't need to say anything. I get it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
We won't say anything. There's that same setup, just like someone probably has a setup there.
Yeah, I think if you
can you go back? Can I rewatch that real quick?
He just went for the same whiff P or whiff JP. Is there
you just whiff forward Megafist. Whiff forward Megafist, you get immediate
after
5P.
After a throw?
Yeah. Whiff forward Megafist, meaty 5P that combos into close slash on any hit.
And it's still safe against reversals?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Ooh, I'll try to remember that one.
It'll whiff on Mei and Kai because their pre-jump frames are crouching for some reason, but it doesn't matter against Naga.
I really like this situation here at the end because so little life. Garuda does so much chip. They're just not doing anything about it. They have 50% tension.
I mean, burst doesn't even mean shit here because 2D kills.
Anything kills basically. Anything other than like maybe 5P, but they're at such high blood that 5P probably is going to kill anyway.
You rewind real quick.
Yeah, this far slash series, they're at super high blood and they don't have tension to cancel out of it. So
armor would have worked there, or like an armored move.
Yeah, even just like a 5P.
Matching Hammerfall would probably work.
Hammerfall won't punish it though, so if they're just doing far slash, you get Hammerfall blocked, and you don't lose the round, but you probably get bitten out of that if the punish is good, or you just get punished.
Just like challenging at this point right here, because we just blocked the second far slash. They are so high in blood.
The thing is,
yeah,
I'm like kind of, I guess.
I think you do a tiny little delay and you jab. That's at least my take there, because the last far slash will only have a 1-frame cap at max. So even if you do armor or 6P or whatever, you just die. But if you just wait a little bit and hit your jab, you're contesting and making sure that he doesn't take his turn back afterwards, or if you're fast enough punishing this.
I've been trying to work on holding. Sorry, I've been trying to figure out how to like hold a life lead properly, but I think it's just that I hold it, but then I don't know what to do next.
Mm-hmm. I think situations like this are you hold a life lead and your opponent has to start taking some risks to try to open you up. And if you're playing really effectively with the life lead, then when you lock down like that and you're like, all right, I got a lot of health, you have to make me lose the game. I'm not just gonna throw it away, right? If somebody hands you something like this where you can just get the free punish off of it, that is like effectively playing the life lead, right? Forcing people into things that they're taking risks against you and then punishing them for those.
I guess perhaps one like critical thing here, they're recovering a little bit of blood. They can probably do like one special, but it's still so risky for them.
I just want to say one thing. So when in general, I think when you get, or like when everyone, I don't know if everyone does this, but we're in this situation because Home Depotemkin gave Nago all this space by walking backwards. And so if you rewind a little bit, when Nago was in the corner,
here's that chip situation.
He's got this pressure, and then you start walking backwards and look. So here, if you pause it real quick, and then go back like the range that he was at. So like this range, right? Like, I understand it's like you don't want to make a mistake here by getting hit and then dying, but you're giving up any sort of pressure that you have because none of your normals are going to hit him from where you are, so he's not afraid anymore, right? So that's why he felt it was safe to just jump across and not do anything. Whereas if you're closer, like if he tries to jump and you hit far slash or you're hitting 2D, then he's got to worry about a lot more and he might not jump out of there. And so you wouldn't be in the situation we were just talking about in the first place. So just like kind of getting the idea of like, yeah, it's hard. There is a situation here, but what also led to this situation that we were just talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the big thing here is you need to like a whiffed 2H from Nago, especially at this low life. Like he did that because he thinks you're gonna like try to YOLO forward Mega Fist. Like just look at that, notice that he whiffed, and just press 5H. Like it's gonna hit from here. It's going to hit from here, and he's gonna die.
Yeah,
Alright.
I know that very well.
It's an expanded. His hurt box expanded there.
I mean, I just say I like at high blood. His moves are so fast that I kind of forget to like punish.
Even if you are late on the punish, like the worst case scenario, if you go for the whiff punish here, is like you do a 5H, it's block, you just hammerfall break, like you should be doing anyway with 5H, and you build a little bit of meter, and you're like in the same situation.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question. So
Yeah.
NG say don't walk back, right? What's the frame after the flick?
-6.
-6. So what can he do after that? Apart
His
from
turn-
walking backwards.
His turn kind of just ends.
I think
Yeah,
maybe what like
so
I
if
guess,
he's-
I guess like instead of walking back, you can just like hold down back, so you're not like physically moving back. You're still at the spot holding your ground.
wouldn't
Well,
that
walking
force
back
you?
is fine. Walking back is fine. It's like, what are you like? Why did you walk back? Like, what were you looking to make a whiff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? If you walk back, you're trying to make him with an attack, right? Isn't that better than just staying in where he is? Because Nago is just gonna press after that.
You gotta think of it like if you're making somebody whiff an attack, but you're not responding to the whiff in some way, you're not really making
Yeah.
anything happen. Like there's not a game plan out of it. So when you back off to full screen like that, you are putting almost no threat on the opponent, right? And when you put no threat on the opponent, they get to act. So Nago gets to act, and here he throws that 2H out, but there's no follow-up response to stop this in some way, right? So you're basically saying, hey, I'm gonna chill back here, do whatever you want. And this guy picks one of the biggest buttons he can throw out, right? And he doesn't get punished for that else anyway, right? So that's how I think of it is like, if you're backing up and giving up space, where you're going to a space where you are no longer threat. Sorry, excuse me. I'm eating a bunch of Costco cookies. I got a cough now. But yeah, if you're walking out into a space where you are not directly telling them, if you press, you could lose because I am poking you, then you're incentivizing them to do something. And you should have an idea or a response to something. Because if you're just holding down back, it's fake patience, right? Like, there's nothing that actually comes out of being patient here. You're just like, boy, I hope he falls over and trips, right?
Okay.
And that makes sense.
So if you walk back, you need to make sure that you're responding to him within the button, right?
Yeah, I think there should be a point to giving up space, is the way that I see it. And usually it's just I'm uncomfortable, but getting from I'm uncomfortable to I'm uncomfortable, what could he do here? Like, what am I backing up to avoid? Right? Is a strong situation. Like, it makes sense if you're playing against, like, Clone, or Clone into, Fukio, which, like, he has 2 high blood for right now, but that makes sense to be backing off as you're just waiting for it, or, like, jumping, or whatever else, right? But I think in this situation, you walking back isn't actually engaging him into... I think you're not turning it into a win, right? And I think that is a... Like, everything on the screen except for his 50 meter is pointing towards you winning this round right now, right?
Yeah, this was like a full second of just not doing anything, even with the 2H.
You're like, fine. You don't have to. You're still winning if the opponent's in the corner, right? You don't need to back all the way out.
And I mean, I can understand waiting for your opponent to move in when you have the life lead because you're waiting for them to do something riskier. But I mean, like when in the corner, yeah, you want to just keep it.
Yeah. So I don't know what Home Depot's what he's thinking during that situation, but personally, I just do not want to let Nago touch me at all, so that he can just come in for free with that 50-meter. So that's just my point of view.
It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sometimes I just don't understand when people say hold your ground, but I just don't know what to do if I actually hold my ground, because if I do that, it feels like I'll just immediately go into getting mixed, and that's kind of like annoying.
If you hold your ground, then that means he has to come to you some way. So you can check that with like a very fast jab. So like just like walk. You can even like walk, because walking forward gives you meter in this game. So like walk forward throughout like a jab. It'll catch them like rushing in, and you'll be able to block in time. I think being able to like having that as an option instead of just sort of holding that.
What we're all like having right now is that conversation around all that triangle shit and the Machibo whatever stuff they posted the other day, where
neutral.mp4.
Yeah, unless you're poking at someone, right? So can you go forward to where Home Depot wins the round? Because it's this exact situation, except he gets smacked, right? Of like, the Nago is like, oh, I can walk safely because there's nothing occupying the space, but now you're using your pokes and you're occupying that space, and this dude just eats it to the chin, right?
Yeah, I was paying it. He was starting to walk me to the corner, so I was starting to paying attention to like the timings for when he would like walk and walk back. So I tried to time it when he would walk forward.
But to what Dante said, there's definitely a balance that you need to find between these things, because like, of course, there's a world in which the Nago player hit a button a second earlier than you did and chose to poke at you, right? Or made you whiff and poked you out. Like, there's always going to be responses that could beat what you did, but you choose these things to interact with specific things that your opponent can do, right? You poke at them to stop them from taking that space towards you. If you're really afraid of like them rushing in on you, pokes can stop that, right? Tiny and little low committal things like jabs can also stop that, but then that could lose to somebody poking or making you whiff, right? So if you're like, oh, he wants to take space on me, pokes are really, really strong against him. But if he wants to actually give you a little bit of space and let you try to poke at him, he's going to make you whiff and he's going to kill you for it, right? So there's an interaction between those things, and the right answer is not always going to be hold your ground and poke out harder, right? If you're playing like Geo against Ram, maybe something like that, you're probably not playing the poke war, right? It's not going to go super, super well for you. You're probably playing pretty far away and trying to get her to commit at something to hold you down.
I can confirm that.
Yeah. So like the situation is always, and the player's always going to drive the interaction there, but like things have positives and negatives. And when people tell you don't give up your space, it usually is like, don't give up your space without a reason, is how I would think of it. Don't just walk yourself to the corner hoping that your opponent wants to lose the game anyway.
There are a lot of like permutations of how this whole entire interaction could have gone. I think that like a key thing is like you did Garuda into FDB, and like that's where this all stemmed from, whereas like you did Garuda and didn't really press the advantage from that, rather than just trying to catch them pressing a button or advancing into you. I think that's also I think that's a key thing that led to this that we just haven't yet talked about, and I just want to point out.
Okay.
It's not something that's like necessarily bad, but I feel like you could have done more in that interaction. Like even just like a 2D into like Hammerfall break, or like FDB afterwards, or like 2D into nothing, 2D into, I don't know. There are a lot of different things. 2D at this space, 2D is like the only thing that like totally threatens an immediate press away from the situation, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. Shall we move on to the next game?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to leave in a few minutes.
Yeah, I think the move might be we like watch through a round and then we give thoughts on it after.
Yeah.
So we're not super.
That looked like 2P.
Specific.
Yeah.
That was just big counter hit. That's the way that Nagoriyuki is taking the momentum here. I just want to look at this interaction here. Just pressing on defense. They're really high blood. I think that was a smart decision and good look. They reacted with the far slash there in this situation. They've know the interaction at that point. Ooh, just outside of range. They challenged on wake up, and that was 6 frames too.
That was a good challenge. Because at that Hammerfall break range, you can't actually threaten close slash.
There's the Potemkin moment for advancing special into throw. And they did it again.
5H is so strong. Holy shit.
Oh, you had 50% tension there. Just something to watch out.
Oh yeah,
you can like buffer it, even if you don't have it. Just small thing that'll up your percentage points.
Oh, you mean buffer Gigantor?
No, just buffer RC. Because like,
there's no reason not to RC there.
Oh, if I don't think it's gonna kill.
If you because like you get the 50% tension right here. It's like it's a just in case thing, you know.
Okay. It's a guarantee they can't burst essentially, right?
It's something you can react to because like you want PRC, you don't want red RC. Red RC allows them to burst. PRC
unless you fast
blocks them out of bursting.
You can fast RC, but like
you can. But like in a situation like this where you're like, this is like a situation where you're gonna pop buster, you're gonna like grab your water off the desk and be like, it's time to sip my water, and then they're not gonna die. Then you can just like, oh, that didn't kill. Let me casually press for the PRC.
Even still, that gained you so much tension. I never pay attention to how much Pop Buster gains, but like
you basically gain a refund.
Yeah. Anyways, you got the OTG to kill. Still works out.
It was all burst safe there too. Still.
5K 2D. How does that interact well?
How does that work? I tried that so many times.
Trey?
It never worked.
I was looking away for a second.
I have done it against Trey, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I was a little surprised because no one has ever done that around Star versus it. He pretty much had to like automatically do it.
Yeah, that was a buffer. That was, that's a call out to the Hammerfall round start, right? But you have to also think like, okay, if I did anything else, you would have done an unsafe normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 5K, even like a 5K buffered 2D, even if the 5K whiffs, you're probably not going to get super punished, if at all. Because
I don't consider this like a failure at all. Like, you have made the Nago do something that isn't going to blow you up on round start.
I'm just thinking like, Nago 5K is, on its own is super conservative, and if you buffer the 2D, even if 5K whiffs, it's not like a huge commitment. That looked like 2P.
Yeah.
Just trying to poke out. 2P is like what, 8 frames?
It's a really slow. It sucks.
Yeah. It's 8 depending on the range. At range 0, it's 8 frames. As you get closer,
max range, it's 10.
Yeah, it gets pretty bad.
Sucks.
I just wonder like what's a solid poke out option at that range.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're gonna be struggling.
Yeah, because like Potemkin's normals are super slow, and just Nagoriyuki just like at this 2/3
This is his win.
plus.
This is like a win condition for Nago. This range.
Just like the 2S range is like the perfect place to be. It seems.
If I'm here as you, I'm chilling and making sure he doesn't try to steal something.
Just trying to poke out again.
Is for you to try to go poke with him.
I don't hate that Pop Buster. It was just representing the option. Getting around that was a really good recognition of resources. Because, like, we're so high out. It's a bit risky, but, like, you can manage the risk because I doubt you're going to burst. It's the end of the round. Like, if you lose the round, sure, it's fine.
Well, you also have to be careful because he's got half tension there. Anago can fast cancel into something else.
Yeah. That's a good...
I was probably going to hold my burst, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just something you have to pay attention to if they miss.
Wall here. I was gonna say this is what I was watching for when you hit that conversion. I really try to avoid breaking wall. He's got 100 meters, so there's literally nothing you can do on round start if he plays it well, right? Because he can, even if you pressed some magical button that always won round start, he'd BRC forward and super you and you put him in a situation here where he's stuck in the corner and has to guess. But breaking the wall, 2 bars a meter. Now this is like you lose this 9 times out of 10, I think.
And it wasn't even like a super break
My
either.
dude did not need to block there. Yeah, exactly. A regular break, so you're back to an already losing position versus Nago. Oh, get fucking smoked.
Oh, no RC there?
I think that
No.
5D
I feel like
might have
RC
been a
would
missed
have
input.
been better because then you get the burst bait and you get to kill him if he doesn't bait burst.
Like
I think
why?
that always works, and it's just like I kind of wasn't ready for the RC because it's just like
I mean, if you RC here, like he's going to burst.
Then you block the burst.
Right, but
that's true.
when does he burst?
But
I feel like keeping your meter and using it on this next interaction.
I don't know.
I think-
I think it's guaranteed win if you RC because like if you just do a like RC forward, he's like hovering. If he bursts, you can just block it, and I don't know. It's just me. That's how I bait bursts. It's just something like that.
I mean, I think baiting burst on anything other than a throw, I think, is fine.
I think both are.
Yeah,
I think both are reasonable here because if you force him into a route that will kill if he doesn't burst, he has to give you the burst, and you go to round 3 with burst advantage, which is really, really nice. It's not perfect, but you could also just plan to keep the throw, use your 50 meter to threaten
Oh wait.
Oh, he popped.
game win. Nice, very cool.
Let's count. Let's count. Half. That's 2 right there. Yep.
He cloned Fuku.
That was really close to popping, actually.
So you could have he would have done this, but maybe like jab him then RC just to bait the burst.
I think maybe.
You won. What do you mean?
I mean,
that was the last round. Oh, it was the last round.
Yeah.
I think that
I was
5D.
looking at that. Yeah.
I think the 5D from Sigs there was a misinput they were trying to throw, and then in that case it would have been tech throw.
Guaranteed win and possible burst bait. You take the guaranteed win 100 times out of 100, unless you think the person you're playing is dog shit at the game.
You gotta
Just send a message.
Send a fucking message. Yeah.
I mean, Home Depotemkin knows all about sending messages. Let's be real.
Every
here.
single pop player does. At least those who know how to like pull their weight, not complain. No, it is a different kind of complaint. Like coping and complaining are 2 different things.
We had the respectful round start. Maybe Trey was talking about like walk back early to make the 5K whiff. Like
This would beat that.
Sigs knows,
beats walk.
like Sigs knows that the 5K 2D beats the hammerfall in this situation. I don't know, like micro walk back like into like block or something. That'll probably get around 2S as well as getting out of 5K range. I don't know. Someone probably smarter than me can.
I don't think
spend time in training mode.
Yeah, I don't think Nahu can catch you with anything if you micro walk back. Unless you Fukio forward.
You have to micro walk back block like fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can maybe like, was that full charge dust?
Yeah, it was.
Come on, man.
2S, like I said, 2S beats micro walk back. It's an answer to you trying to do stuff off 2K or 5K.
But can you not like fuzzy walk back and block the 2S?
You would just block the 2S. You wouldn't walk back. I don't know if you'd walk back far enough to make the rest of things whiff.
Okay.
But that is like if you want to walk back and still block on that timing, you could do that. I don't know what you'd get.
That was a super greedy far slash.
Yeah, I'm testing out now. If the same timing that makes 5K whiff and then you 2D punish will
It
You
wasn't.
lose to 2S,
you
that
block.
makes sense.
No,
It
you
wasn't
actually
greedy
can
far
block
slash?
the 2S.
It was a greedy far slash, but he hasn't done a triple far slash yet in the first to 3. So I can understand trying to mix it up.
That was only one.
Is single far slash, no cancel into special or second far slash. There's like, I don't know.
Never
That
mind.
you can like. There's a super friendly special cancel at this input, and like there's 1 bar of blood, not even.
Like
I could have done slide head, I think.
yeah.
Something with armor is probably safer. I don't know.
In the slide head.
Yeah, this usually is. I usually do this route. I kind of didn't. I kind of just did a little hidden firm because I kind of wanted more space.
And that's
That 5P was the challenge I should be doing instead of close slash.
Yeah, in that situation, because like they have momentum, I'll kind of challenge them because either if they're doing like
There's that same
clones-
situation with the 2S or the 2H in the corner.
We have full whiff 2H. I guess it's their blood level 3, so it's like super big, but I like even just throwing out a button, /, heavy / something like that, just to say, hey,
Just,
I've
slide at him if you're nice. If you're real nice with it.
I mean,
that would
I
be.
have like a huge lead. I kind of don't need to wait.
I think.
don't need to approach.
Well, you also have to think about like what would it's like. It's just more of a matter of like getting it in your head. Like if I see a 2H whiff, he can't whiff cancel, and 5H is huge now, so that turns this, game where if you get a hit, he has to burst into a potential. Oh, if I hit him with 5H, the next hit might kill him, and he can't even burst it. Like if I get like another stray 5H or whatever.
Okay.
I'd just like to point out some resources here in this interaction here. Full / series, we have high blood and 50% tension.
I tried to IBFD on the second hit, so I accidentally got the IB, and then I tried to do it again, but I did it with buttons instead of the macro.
Okay.
Toshi made a video
I'll let
on
it.
that,
I'll let it slide. But
He made a video. Click this if you use 2 buttons to
I have
FD.
them.
It just gets counter hit. Yeah.
Play Happy Chaos for a bit, and it'll beat that out of your brain. That's what I did.
just playing the defensive game here. Get them to overextend a little bit. There's the recognition there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of got
there it is.
checked.
I think
there.
were you FDing that pressure? If you go
I
back,
did.
Let's go back
will.
about 10 seconds.
He RC'd forward after the first //.
IBFD on the second hit.
Oh, I gotta go. Sorry.
All right. I have this recorded, so I'll post it up for you later.
Here, here I would just jump and block.
Yeah,
If you
anytime
see
you're
ev-
in that situation, you're basically forced into just blocking.
Yeah, you have to just respect him the entire time, unfortunately.
No, he could have
Oh
punished.
yeah, hell yeah, you love to see it. Let's go, got that dog in him.
He could have fucking punished that.
This is a Home Depot Temkin moment.
Yeah.
But...
Yes,
This is
it
a-
is.
This is a hold that you didn't react to Hammerfall, eat shit, pop buster win.
All right, round start. Now that we have the 5K
Nice.
represented, they're
Still
doing the
so
DP.
much
We
blood.
spent so much blood. Holy shit!
Yeah,
It's
Let's
like-
count.
So much blood is that?
He spent
DP.
Bars.
That's a full bar.
1,
clone.
2.
That's like 2.5 because they did DP, Fukyo, and
and then
clone,
clone.
or
Yeah.
DP clone into Fukyo forward.
Those 3. Yeah.
So now like we can start pressing the advantage. That was a missed Kara, almost guaranteed.
Hope he gets it all back. Alright.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, good check on the Fukyo.
Naruto.
Was that Fukio?
Jump.
I thought that was
Okay.
Babe.
No, he
Wasn't
forgives.
it?
No, Beyblade is airborne.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was. Oh.
I think they're
okay,
trying to
never
get
mind.
close slash.
Yeah,
they're
if you're too far slash will come out if you press it too early. But if you delay it anyway, you're gonna get thrown. So
Mhm.
it's just a misspace thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just jumping out. Oh, classic Potemkin move. That's been around since literally day minus a million.
He's FDing the Druida.
He
Man.
needs
Yeah.
to like jump over instead of jumping to stop. I think. I know you can heat knuckle that, but shit, dude.
Yeah.
I think he had meter to like save to like at least make it like not punished. Like jump over and then see what the pot does in RC if he thinks it's gonna like grab you or some bullshit.
Yeah, even like a heat knuckle, it recovers so freaking fast, dude.
Yeah, but then if you see him hit knuckle, you can Naga could RC to like avoid it or like RC down and then with punish.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the end of the set here. 3-0 in favor of Home Depot Temkin.
Dog in him.
He does have that dog in them. Home Depot Temkin is one of those folks that just has the dog in him whether or not he's winning or losing. He's just trying to clip you, and sometimes it works. It's getting better at it, though.
Coming off of his gun. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I just noticed the smoke coming out of Pot's left
Mhm.
hand. I usually look on the right, on the left, but at the hologram. But
Usually, stare into the void if I lose to Potemkin.
Yeah, I'm looking down at my controller.
I don't know that I've ever once looked at Potemkin's face on his win animation.
I usually never see the screen.
What this guy?
Hashtag
Oh,
relentless.
he's right.
I have a mod that changes the hologram, and I look at that and I suffer.
All right. Seph, do you have your replays up?
It's in the spreadsheet now.
Seph versus RandyVelour. All right, let's get that going.
Dude, Randy's gotten so much more patient in this game.
Yeah, it's pissing me off.
I hate it when everyone around me gets better and I have to actually try to learn the game to keep up.
Well, it's good because he's talking to me about patience too, right?
All right. Over or under, how many wake-up throws do we think Seph is going to do?
Oh, hell
We're
yeah,
gonna see.
dude.
Okay, wait. First, let me say we're gonna see at least one. At least.
Wait,
two
the Dostrow player is asking this?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Beer on over 4.
I do wake-up jab. I don't do wake-up throw.
Beer on over 4.
Yeah.
Imagine doing a wake up options that's 3 frames slower, guys.
All right.
Bray's hearing everybody talk about their different wake-up options is just sobbing into his Potemkin body pillow.
I will tell you.
Everyone's talking about these wake up options, but no one has yet to propose wake up block.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
That's
Quit
gross.
capping.
You're
None
right
of us
with
are
that.
doing that. Let's be real.
So anyway, I fuck up a wake up super like first thing in this VOD. So.
All right. So just things off the bat. The round start interaction we're looking at. If tournament set, like a lot of Jacko players.
The
sucks. No, the Jacko's actually really strong this patch. I think.
But things off the bat, play another character.
Yes, both these characters are very strong, I think. But present options for Jacko. Jacko often wants to do like the things that I see players do a lot against me at the very least. 2K, 2D, 5K, or just back off into like
2K.
JD.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's so short. Like if you're gambling, like if you're calling out like any sort of advancement, which I'm probably not against Soul because like I'm not going to be low profiling success at that range. I'm going to get counter hit on most of his other options.
I'm just thinking like right now to respond to those aggressive options as Soul. I'm thinking as Soul. I'm thinking of 2S. Soul's 2S is amazing, and that I think that's definitely going to punish a 2D. But even still, like conservative round start options, I think would generally favor Jacko in this scenario. So let's see what happens.
Using my forbidden round start walk back here.
Round start, walk back, far slash. I like the option. I'm not sure what you can. Oh, he is already bursting. That's a very emotional burst, I'd like to say. But even the counter hit heavy slash, you have so much time to get anything off of that.
Yeah.
Very emotional burst. The video is still processing, so it's hard to see. Like you've lost, I guess, like 5%, and that was just a far slash at that point. I don't know.
Even like RandyVelour far slash counter hit,
like
that far slash was going to turn into half HP.
But like at least waiting one more hit.
Yeah.
I think like when you have this much health to spare, wait for a point that's guaranteed that the burst is going to connect.
A lot of better Soul players are going to do nothing after counter hit far slash and bait your burst.
Yep. And if you get burst baited there, just say goodbye to the side.
Yeah.
Classic Jacko zoning setup, catches the gunflame. We're right in. Didn't fully connect, but that looked like Randy trying to poke out with a far slash again. That's definitely far slash. Far slash gets punished by 2K2D. We get our wake up.
I don't know what Jacko's shit. Can't you set up mix there?
You can set up so much off of a 5K2D.
Yeah. You're fucking up.
Like you get like 5-way mix up.
So like in the way that Randy like has mashed out of my mix before, like I'm just like I still need to lab my safe jump stuff as well as like my left right shit because he's done the crosscut DP OS shit against my left right like so much that I just have zero faith in it.
I think like that's fine as a justification for why you did it, but that means you need to learn it.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually have to practice, like lab the
yeah, fuck that. I
situation
don't
more.
do that. I'm not doing that.
Me neither. That's...
Learning one safe jump will like go take you so far.
Oh, it's so all right. I don't want to sound like a bitch. This is gonna sound like me being a bitch. Jacko's safe jump shit is so fucking hard. It's a 1 frame, like manually timed safe jump on 2 different places. It's so fucking hard, dude. So I'm either heart knockdown waiting 1 frame and then summoning a minion, or I'm summoning a minion waiting 1 frame and then jumping, or I'm jumping and then waiting 1 frame to drop the minion and then left right. It's a pain in the ass.
I told Majo that Happy Chaos confirming into clean hit shot was a 1 frame input, and he said, "So get better." And so that's my take.
Yeah.
I know that's not a very empathetic take there, but like,
it's a pain in the ass.
that's kind of life. Yeah.
Championships are won by inches, not miles.
True. It's
You gotta-
pain. I gotta do.
Gotta get all the advantages whenever you can.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, and you just win so many games having a safe jump down.
Yeah, even if you can show that you can do it once, right? Even if you mess up in the future, right, by a couple frames, like, what are the chances someone else can be able to tell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not all DPs at the same speed. So against the fastest type of DP, it might be 1 frame, and then against a slower one, you might get 4 frames, right?
Yeah, true.
It just right in this next interaction here, we got the OTG setups. You are like not representing. You are playing the set too far in already. Like you just didn't meaty him.
I tried to throw him.
And Randy does 5k 2D, and you've already lost your turn. Challenging the offensive push. We set up Jacko zoning. Or not even Jacko zoning.
Yeah, I fucked up.
That was a bit of a
spacing wrong.
Yeah, spacing error. I don't know. I feel like I guess you got the hit here. You got the knockdown. I don't know. Jacko just has so many really great long range options that you might be able to just like take a second to establish your ground and then push in, because like that wasn't a guaranteed meaty at this point. Like you've done 2p 6p, like yeah, he's already up, and coming up he's not going to be in block stun when you're trying to hit him. I don't know, this is just it's not necessarily right, it's not necessarily wrong here. I think what you did is perfectly justifiable, but just proposing another way to approach this sort of situation, Jacko has a lot of really fantastic long-range options, and just like setting up another minion, which you appear to have, can just do a lot for you.
Yeah, Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I said you could set up another minion, kick it over, and then super, and just zone them out that way too.
Or just as like a way to recover minion resources and then start your pressure.
I'm totally cool with the Zoki. I think that this is what I would do in the majority of situations.
I have no issues with it. I think it's 100% a good decision. I'm just trying to think of other ways to approach this that are neither worse nor better. And of course, I don't know any better because I'm not a Jacko player.
So in this situation, if you go back, when I send that minion, I fucked up. So I was meaning to hit the minion with 2D to push it forward a little bit more, to continue like another blockchain, but I ran too far.
What I see Adventure do is instead of 2k there, 5k dash cancel, kicks a minion, you dash in, and you get more plus frames, and now you're in there.
So like in this situation, we did the minion throw and then right there.
5k instead.
Dash cancel.
That sounds really smart.
That's what Adventure was doing to me.
I could have. It's still hittable. I think it's still hittable right there, because I was thinking like, oh, it's gonna be in my 2D, so I can advance with my minion. So, but then I just fucked it up entirely, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, messing up the clap, just spacing issue there.
I fucked up super. That was super.
Okay, I was about to ask. Safe jump, poked out. I'm not analyzing Randy here, but he just did run up block against you, and I'm just confused.
That's not Randy playing.
Messed up super, safe jump setup, run up block.
He could have 2k 2.
And then super. He probably thought himself was doing super.
If he was doing super, it's a throw.
No,
you can react to it with jump.
Yeah. It's not frame 0.
It's after that.
Okay.
It's like super long, I think, isn't it?
So you can wait, you can react, or like you don't even need to react really, because you just wait for it.
You can hold up after the flash.
You can just hold up after the flash. but
Okay.
he didn't FD unless he's FDing. That's the only time it's like guaranteed, but that's it.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah. So if you're FDing during the flash, you'll get grabbed.
Trying to establish pressure, we do very safe option. Pick up the minion after punt and just jump out and use the minion to reestablish center stage. I think this is generally smart, but I'm just like Randy was just backing up there. Same option almost. We're setting up.
Oh.
Very smart super there. Even if Randy was going to, intending to burst, the super would likely kill. I just want to check. Single hit into super probably would have gotten it.
Better players do just close slash because 2H right there is a burst point.
I realized that as I was supering, I was like, "Holy shit, he could have bursted here!"
Yeah.
Like that was just slow on the counter hit for me, and like I autopiled the 2H, but I was like, I need to super so he doesn't burst.
Yeah. For another time, looks like Randy's pressing burst in the input viewer afterwards. Solid round start, jump D. I think very just conservative option. Was that a punish even?
No.
It didn't look like it. I don't think I saw the punish indicator. Or not even a counter hit.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna assume you're trying to backdash or jump. Or just got caught low. Actually, we have inputs on. We have inputs on.
Yeah, input is on. I was doing 2K.
I'm not used to seeing inputs. Oh, you did the 2K too late.
Just lost the challenge.
Yeah. Offense, recognizing the jump with the 6P there, and just getting around that 5K worked out for you well. Now you get to start Jacko things.
But I fucked up. The minion went away.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you going? I hit him twice, but I thought I hit him twice in the window still, and that he had another second. But he disappeared.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
So, just like getting into this, at what point? I'm just thinking, at what point did you have 50% tension to start the super? Yeah, it like wasn't until one hit before, basically. So we have super after the punt. Yeah, we didn't have super before the punt, so that was the only point that we could get to it. So it was just slight mismanagement of.
Only
minions.
Want to super after the punt because that's when it's plus enough where they can't act, you know?
Well, I'm okay. And you said that you were trying to hit the minion again or something, or
so minions have an 8-second timer, and hitting a minion takes down 3 seconds. And I thought that I had like just enough time to do super before it would go away, and then I heard bye-bye, and then I was like, I was fucked.
So what's the frame advantage after punt into super? Do you know?
Like plus, it depends on if a minion hits it as well, but it can be like +2 to +1 billion if a minion hits.
Okay. And we're just super far at this point. And Soul 5H is now a really great button.
Yeah, I could have backed off, or I could have used something else.
Or even like a 2K, probably low profile is 5H, I bet.
Yeah, most likely.
And this is just Soul offensive sequence, challenging after the Gunflame.
Yeah, Randy likes to try to follow up with...
that looked like startup of either Gunflame
6S.
or 6S. I can't tell yet.
Is it not 5H?
No, I don't think so.
His is, he's doing 6S, I think.
It looked like 6S. 6S or another Gunflame.
Yeah, it's 6S.
That's 6S.
Yeah, it's 6S. Yeah.
But I was at a range where I felt comfortable that Randy was going to try to like most of Soul's buttons at that range are really slow, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to advance and challenge.
All right, I understand. With more context, that makes sense. Just backing up, this is a similar situation as what we saw in the first round. That was just...
he'd jump out.
Okay. Another just timer mismanagement there.
Yeah, that was me getting stuffed trying to read an approach again.
I'd like to point out... Oh wait, no, you won the last round. Sorry, I thought you wasn't paying attention to that. I was like, oh, you had burst. Why didn't you just survive the round? But no, that's my bad. Round start, just walk back. I'm always a fan of just walk back.
Ooh. Yeah.
Remember what I said
Macho
round one?
Yeah, Macho said it too. First far slash and said nothing. And he saw it after the first round, so
yeah. Counter just trying not to burst on counter hit. I know it feels wrong, especially on like a slash or a heavy slash style counter hit where it's like really in your face. It feels like, oh man, I'm gonna fucking die if I don't do anything right now. But just when you have the life to spare, taking one additional hit will save you so much in the long run. And also it forces your opponent to respect you while they're hitting you. There's the meaty. Good meaty.
He took the hit.
I think he got counter hit. I thought he got counter hit.
I mean, he probably did get counter hit, but Randy has expressed to me that he would rather take the hit in that situation and just go through the wall, take like a small amount of damage, as opposed to getting double amount of damage in chip.
No, Randy just took the hit.
Against any other player, you don't have the capital, nor the meter, nor the burst to challenge a 100 tension soul.
Yeah.
Wake up super RC, you just wasted meter, now you're on the back foot. You can't be doing that setup in that situation.
So like you're saying that in that situation, if I have them in the corner, I probably
if they have 100 tension, you just wasted a bar.
Okay.
You just wasted a bar to do nothing because they get out for free.
Okay. That makes sense because he has full resources and I have nothing effectively right here in round start.
No, not just that. Before, when you pressured, when you went to go whatever her super is, her instant
right.
Super.
So you're saying like the threat of wake up super?
No, right here. No, right here. Yeah, right here. You do this. You do install super right here, super RC, and it just negated your resources. Now you're on the back foot. It's the last round. You have no burst. You have like 20% health, no meter. You can't spend your meter like that when they have 100 meter.
Okay, that makes sense.
Autopilot can be, a real crutch sometimes, and I know like getting an opponent in the corner as Jacko with 50% tension is like, oh yeah, here it goes, man. Oh boy, here it's all coming together.
Yeah, in this situation, I'm definitely paying more attention to my resources than his, and I'm not even understanding how fucked that could have been.
You can't miss 100 meter against anyone except Zato. He doesn't have invuln reversal.
And Happy Chaos, but yeah.
Sure, but yeah, anyone else, you can't miss 100 meter.
That's true. Either way, a YRC could even fuck me there, so I definitely overextended.
Happened to work out, but you're still at neutral. It takes you a while to get 50% tension. Now you're just going to die.
Yeah, I'm definitely...
Any soul 50% tension, you got to worry about Vortex.
Yeah, I tried to shield it. So, I mean, I'm just used to it with Randy, where I'll summon a minion if we're at, like, half or full screen, and then I'll try to, like, wait a second, because he has a habit of just, like, vortexing right past the minion, and I'll try to shield to catch the vortex into that.
Just do 2k, just buffer 2k neutral. You don't have to do any of that. If they vortex, you're going to run into your 2k.
Yeah, just, like, representing a low option in neutral at, like, that much of a distance is enough to tell, like, the soul, like, hey, you can't do vortex here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is better. That's a better option for sure.
Safer and Jacko's 2K, I think, is really good.
It's one of the best 2Ks in the game, I would say.
Let's check this round start. This is the same one that you did 2 round starts ago. It's something that you have represented, and I'm not sure how 5H would interact with the slight walk back. But again, this is a heavy counter hit into immediate burst. And I'm not sure how like the interaction is with heavy slash, but Far Slash, as we saw previously, they can do Far Slash counter hit and just like block super easily. It looked like he did Bandit Revolver. It worked out well, but just holding a second, just for now, like thinking about it a little bit more, will give you like a little bit more, give you like more percentage points in the long run. Cute neutral setup. Anti-air 5k, just doing 5k things, and then just Soul Far Slashing it up. How consistent is that backdash outside of Fafnir?
I'd get away from it often enough to trust it.
Because that's like
be bad, but
I think you got lucky.
I think that's honestly terrifying.
I mean, maybe it's terrible. It's worked enough against Randy for me to believe in it. That's all I'm saying.
Like DP is, I think, like in air quotes, more reliable. Especially like it looked like you're close to 50% attention, but like if you backdash at the wrong time, you are going to get hit by Fafnir and you are going to die.
Yeah. That happens too.
So that Fafnir should be meaty.
Stagger strings. I think that's one of the first times he's represented Far Slash into Heavy Slash. Just curious what's going on defense here. You're not faultless defensing a little bit, but of course that was just the first hit, and maybe you weren't cognizant of blocking just at the moment. Just like preemptively holding down back just in case, but no faultless.
Yeah. I don't know why I slammed 4 buttons in like one frame.
I wasn't paying
Were you
attention.
trying to
You're just scared.
Maybe I did. Oh, that was a fucked up FD. Okay, I
saw S
button.
plus H.
Yeah, and then you see S and then S plus H.
Yeah, that looked like Kara FD.
Yeah, I love that. I love that mechanic. So
I've fully transitioned to using the FD macro unless I'm doing an option select.
I'm better at it on Wake Up.
Even before that, of course there's the video that Hotashi put out that Emfahim mentioned. But what I liked to do, at least before the FD macro was in place, I hold down a button and then hit the other button to FD.
That's absolutely, I'm telling you, Happy Chaos learned behaviors. You play that character once, you try to hit FD by tapping 2 buttons, he pulls out the gun and you lose your round, and you're like, ah.
Now, I FD with P and K myself, but this is like, this is something that like, this is like an undernight thing that I was doing, honestly. I'm like D plus A option selecting or something like that, but that's besides the point.
I could start doing that.
It's like a bridge to using the FD macro. I fully 100% support using the FD macro when you can. Walk back button. Big fan of round starts like that.
I felt like I was too far to instill something, and then I second guessed my jump, so I just did nothing.
Did that minion even hit them meaty? It didn't.
No.
Then small point to just get a little bit more consistent. First time Randy does a reversal DP. No issues with how you were running offense at that point. Curious about that 5H though.
It happens. It works sometimes. But he delayed it, and maybe that's why it blew up. But that is me being a rat bastard trying to challenge more offense from him.
It was 5k 2D, and there's a friendly cancel window on or 2k 2D, but
yeah,
Randy wake up option, the whiff 5p always coming out. So at this point, there's a lot to do, but BRC comes out like slow enough, and you're not in block stun here. It comes out slow enough that you can react to this, whether it's with like super, a jump, a BRC of your own.
You can't react
with super.
You can't react with shit. What are you talking about?
That's crazy.
That's a 50-50. That's 100% a guess.
I mean, you can buffer super. Maybe not react. You can buffer super in a situation
That's a
like
guess.
this. Yeah.
I would say
I'm not
buffering super in the reaction.
I'm not talking about reacting to the option after the RC. I'm talking about the RC itself.
I can't react to BRC activation. Maybe
Like,
you can.
Play it back. Let me see this. I felt like I just got fucked. It felt.
I mean, there's a lot
unreactable, but like
there's a lot to think about after Fafnir 2, so there's like the mental stack overload there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Wink.
It's a mix up. As soon as he pops BRC, it's a mix up.
PRC to stay safe.
I got yeah.
I know, it feels like you're just trying to move too fast sometimes. I don't know. It's a little bit both of you, like both of you are trying to go at full speed all the time, but maybe as like a reaction.
My one sentence matchup advice versus every soul in the world, and that's to make them work for it. If you're just faultless defensing and going for IBFD on your wake up versus their close slash, his damage is very much not meaningful without meter to mix you high-low, or without like wild throwing you or throwing you 10 times in a row. Like don't do his work for him. The green bubble makes his day really, really, really sad. Abuse that, FD, push him out, and watch for the whiff.
Okay.
That's what I do against 9 out of 10 souls, and it's a massive check on are they good at Strive? Do they know how to play around FD, or are they just looking for you to get counter hit into 70%?
Yeah. There are times where I'm consciously trying to like FD him out to like make him take risks to get back in. Well, quote unquote take risks because it's all. Yeah. But Randy has advised to me that like when I'm in neutral, it's best to like either put down a minion or just do nothing. Because like you guys are saying, I do tend to try to move a lot and like take action a lot and press a lot. And he was saying like there are times where because of that, like I'm already ready for you to take action. When if you did nothing, it would make me nervous. So there are times in this set where you'll see me do nothing, and then he also does nothing. So then I get nervous, and then it's kind of just like I just lose the stalemate situation, and then I get antsy and I press, or I'm not like willing to zone because like the way that he navigates around my minions is really goddamn annoying too. But I only picked the first 5 matches, but we can keep going out of the first of 20 that we did.
I'm just thinking the tournament set, so that's 2 games in favor of Randy right there.
Yeah, that's why I picked these.
You guys probably play all the time anyway, so
it's true.
They're like they're super deep into the layers down here.
Yeah.
This set is like onions, dude.
What's gonna happen in tournament anyway?
Miss
Also,
the minion.
I think something we also have to realize is Seph is playing Randy, who they play a lot, so they are trying to go against habits that they know they each do.
They're playing the Seph versus Randy matchup, not necessarily the Soul versus Jacko matchup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of movement. I feel like you guys are just running at each other, and it's just trying to go so fast. Like, I don't know. There's definitely more that could have been gotten out of that conversion. He already did that earlier. You did this. It was like the same interaction. Like jump D or like jump minions shenanigans. And he just full send Vortex with 50% tension.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe like something that can help here. I know Jacko is like being in the air is like pretty okay with Jacko, pretty solid. But just like thinking about staying on the ground more might help you reframe your matchup approach.
Oh, I was thinking the opposite. I was in that situation when I was watching this back, I was thinking like maybe if I super jumped or maybe if I was outside of range, because I didn't want to be in a spot where he could Vortex RC just to essentially get in for free. So I was thinking like, how do I make him whiff that? Like, I'm not going to try to take a risk and backdash, but if
After
I'm like
mentioned
higher
it before, if you want to preemptively beat Vortex, you just start throwing 2Ks around.
Yeah, that one I
that
didn't
is
consider.
super, super annoying.
Or even 2D, because Jacko's 2D is so good.
Yeah,
it's super
I didn't
active.
think about contesting with the
that move
low.
is stupid as hell.
But just like
I didn't think about contesting it. I just thought about avoiding it.
Like
So-
let's just look at this range here. Like
Yeah.
you're not scared of anything but Night
Yeah,
Raid Vortex
he's-
or maybe BR, but like BR can get
Yeah.
low profiled by 2K.
He's looking pretty submissive and sweepable right there, so I could have just gone in with something.
Don't
at
you
that
mean
point.
submissive and readable?
Sweepable in this case.
With Night Raid
Suboptimal-
Vortex coming out,
suboptimal and
I think
readable.
sweepable is a good option here.
Yeah.
What if it just slow pro the 2D?
I'd stop playing the game.
Hey, go find
What's the
Naga,
count?
watch
What was over under? What was the number?
What? That was the first one.
Now I'm trying to get a count going. That's number 1.
Number 50.
I hate this bet, dude.
This is a very like swingy, momentum-based set.
I feel like you gotta lock Randy down, or that's how this set's gonna always go. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's how,
right.
when I play against him, I'm just like, I'm either going to keep things really, really, really airtight and just see if he's down to guess. And if he's down to guess, I'll just win off it. And if he's not, then we're playing on my terms finally.
Randy's
And
like
that kind of
Randy
works.
cleaned up his like gameplay a lot over last month. Like he's gotten way more like solid.
Yeah. I think it's instilling bad habits in me too, just because of how much he moves and how much I want to stop him from moving, and like oftentimes with my own buttons. So it makes me play like over aggressive in a lot of ways.
So maybe just like taking some time to figure out what are the buttons to get a soul player, not necessarily Randy, because we can talk about generic soul tools here. What are the options that I can choose to get a soul from like 2/3 to 3/4 screen to not run up at me? Because that's like where a lot of these interactions start from. It's like, we're going from this distance here. What can I do to prevent the just run up all in, or something that can like weigh enough in neutral or in my favor that like this is just forcing the soul player to slow down and play a game at a more thoughtful pace.
I think the first thing I'm gonna try to implement is, if I'm at like 2/3 screen, or if like I'm a considerable distance away, I'm gonna like try to implement summoning a minion, and then if I see the vortex, to throw out a low option to start implementing that. Because that's definitely going to depend on how Soul is going to want to approach, and if they're very trigger happy with vortex, then I need to represent that option more. If they're trigger happy with like Bandit Revolver, then I have to like think of how, they're gonna, what angle they're gonna take, or sorry, Bandit Bringer, I have to think about angle they're gonna take, how to get it to whiff. Same thing with Bandit Revolver, how to like discourage them from doing so. The one thing that I don't do is I don't represent lows enough to stop his advancing.
But one thing, like a soul player that you should be worried about is not just going. They're not gonna let vortex just rip. Like something that has happened just about every single time that Randy has gone for the Night Raid Vortex, they have had 50% or more tension. So like, just taking a second to look at the resources down below will help you a lot. Just seeing the 50% tension. Former Happy Chaos player, I'm really used to just laser focus, look at these resources like so frequently, but like just spending, I don't know, an hour in tower or even less, like 30 minutes in tower, just saying, hey, let's just play and look at these resources just a little bit and use this information to inform how we're going to defend in neutral.
Yeah, I feel like one way you gotta fight souls, you gotta use your stop sign buttons against them, because otherwise he's just gonna run all over you.
Yeah.
Take a look at the meter here. 50% tension. We're back in neutral. We're trying to just set up and do Jacko things. We're like, this counter hit trade sends us about 2/3 screen from each other, round start spacing basically. And now you're like, okay, I'm standing there on the ground. I'm going to try and set up. But we've seen this interaction already like 3 or 4 times in this set alone. Of course, we don't have to really point that out anymore. We've already covered it at length. Honestly surprised you didn't die there. but careful. It's a little bit far on the screen for them to vortex just yet. 6P clashing with a minion. That was just...
Yeah.
Oh no, not clashing with the minion, clashing with your 5H. Buffered into Bandit Revolver. It's so hard to react to the clash. I've been like actively thinking and practicing about it recently, but it's so hard. It's something that I think is like more present off of like a wake up option, but just like doing it off of a neutral interaction like this just hurts so much. And then small hesitation here. I don't know what Randy was looking for. Did you get burst? Oh, you did get burst. And then, yeah, he was just being patient, tying up the rounds. But that was still just round 2, and you have the third one going. Randy doesn't want to get stuck in the corner here. 6P catches the Bandit Bringer. Good anti-air.
He blocked it.
Cheeky. And then he challenges with 2K2D. That was a good burst. That I like that burst generally. Just getting hit by the close slash. The first
close slash.
And I was. Yeah. It's better than the first burst. It was. I guess. I thought that was a far slash heavy slash after the first after the first close slash, but just like waiting a second. I think that you got saved by the distance.
I didn't like. It wasn't. I waited for the second hit. I didn't recognize that it was a close slash.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
His bait window's gone.
Like some options in this game where your opponent like goes all the way in but is minus on block, they're almost always gonna do, or they're often gonna have meter behind it to make it safe. And Night Raid Vortex is one of them.
I think you were saved by the distance here because this hasn't worked at all previously.
Yeah. I should have supered. I still killed him.
You established zoning there. With resources up like this, I think very solid decision. And keeping the pressure on them so that he doesn't really have the chance to Night Raid in this scenario. Or maybe he was just like trying to stay far back enough. Patient round starts by both players. Already deep in the set. Trying to change up the tempo. I think that was a good approach there. Just Randy calling out the right option. I feel like a lot of Jacko players just instantly let the 3 claps rip.
You can, just because of how fast it builds, and also how like her buttons are to be able to like continue pressure until it's back. The closer you are to the corner, the more you're able to get away with it. Like if I'm in mid screen, I don't really.
I'm just meaning like. That isn't necessarily the thing to do, but just like if Randy has fought like any Jacko ever, they're going to do 3 claps, and just mixing it up a little bit I think is just generally good overhead. Just like doing something different, but still like not necessarily unsafe.
Yeah, I get you.
Let's just back this up, just take stock of what's happening. Challenge with the 6P, wake up DP. It's the like second time that it's happened. Emotional burst.
I tried to. Oh, so upset. See, like I wait, and then
I think you're just like trying to respond with the wrong option. Yeah. But we've already talked about that a lot. What's up, Frank?
You also have bar there, so you can RC it too if you see it coming.
Yeah, assuming I react. Yeah.
If you punt a minion, do you get red RC? Does that like count as hitting something? Like
I
not hitting an
don't-
opponent, you do like punt, hit the minion, RC. Is that red
I
or
don't think
purple?
that works.
I think so. I think I do get red RC.
Because that like technically has a hitbox and would catch the vortex at that
Yeah.
point. I'm just curious about how that interaction
I'll
works.
Try it. I never like RC soccer kick, but I'll try it.
Just like from that distance, maybe like an option to think
I
about.
fucking lived, dude. Okay, I tried to IBFD there.
Yeah, that shit looked rough. Like, you had to guess.
Yeah.
Walk back far slash happens to catch the air option.
Damn!
Kick that shit there, and yeah.
Honestly, just get footsies right there. Wake up,
Sorry,
or wake up
there's
backdash there. That wasn't
combo.
wake up throw.
Oh, I fucking didn't switch my block. See, like
Yeah, there's that backdash right there again.
See, like it shouldn't work, but I don't know. I can't describe why when I do it, I'm confident.
I don't think Bandit Revolver into
Like
whatever that
2K2D BR1 Fafnir is not
think
like a
that's
meaty
supposed-
there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't look like it's a meaty.
I thought it is a meaty.
Seph has successfully backdashed out of it twice now, but
Maybe Randy isn't timing it right.
I feel like there might be a friendly buffer window, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
It still feels like scary as heck to do that.
I wouldn't want to think that Randy's not timing it right, because he labs like crazy, but it's possible, you know.
No,
Fucking
honestly, just get
5H,
footsies.
bro. Fuck.
Like what was
I'm spamming burst there because it's about to come back up.
trying to approach what looked like 2K or 2D.
It was 2D for sure.
Is this a situation that 5K dash cancel might actually be a solid option again?
Okay, for like 5K on my minion. Yeah,
because
possibly.
like the 5K you can hit far enough that heavy slash just isn't a problem.
Yeah, it was the same situation as the first time we saw it, where I tried to 2D my minion.
Pretty much.
Especially like, yeah. This time I just got blown up. I feel like 5K, or like, his 5H would also blow my shit up, you know? I tried to gold burst.
I mean,
Oh.
trying to gold burst seems fine. You're in the corner, and like having resources is incredibly valuable.
It's super hard to punish Gold Burst.
It's what, -9, and you're far away?
-10.
-10? Sorry. And then classic Randy 6H.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just an OTG, though. Anyways. Yeah, that's 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
There isn't like anything glaringly obvious. There's just like a lot of small things that could inch your way in. I think just being able to, just being able to like slow the neutral down, I think will like go so far against not only Randy but Soul players. Like Monty was mentioning, to make them work for it. Because as Jacko, you can pretty handily control the neutral game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's just the ways that Randy especially, but Soul can like navigate those options, those minions. Like I have to kind of just be more ready for those things than I'm gonna be comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Like a potential night raid, or like potentially even like wasting minion meter because he's just willing to stand there and like jab out all of my minions. Which Randy doesn't do often, so I don't know why I'm afraid of that.
You need to like establish the threat of minions in neutral before you start responding to them trying to hit the minions out of neutral. Like, you have yet to present the threat, and you don't know what's going on if the threat is on the table. And then once you like recognize things going on, you can change the pacing by hitting the minions at different angles, not only throwing them, but like interrupting the minion momentum with like a bubble. That's what I feel like I see a lot of strong Jacko players doing when they are moving through neutral with the minions.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Learn that Oki situation, whatever it was that Venture was doing, go steal that and reduce the amount of shit you have to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Get your clean Oki and then never think about DP in that situation again, and the game will slow down a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
So...
I think this is a very productive session of just reviewing the replay, talk shit out, make sense of everything. I plan on doing this tomorrow, also same time, so hopefully people are interested in doing that as well, whether it's looking at their own replays or going over someone else's. But yeah, thanks for doing this with me, guys. I hope to perhaps get things ironed out as the following weeks come up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll hopefully be there. I mean, I won't be able to do every single day, but I'm excited for doing this as regularly as possible. Thanks, dude. I appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm down for this again.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up. There are a few of you in here who didn't post sets and are just here to hang out and help out with the game and all. So thanks for showing up. Yeah, I'll catch you guys later and hope to get some good games in. Peace out.
Catch you guys.
Yo, Trey, do you want to fight?